Beloved chosen one, listen carefully. This is not another day on a calendar, not another turn of a page. This moment, this dawn, this breath that fills your chest right now, it is heaven's signal. The divine clock has struck midnight, and the unseen realm is shifting. January 1st is not just the start of a month, it is the sacred reset of time itself. Every angel stands in formation, every shadow trembles, and the Father whispers. Now, you feel it deep within the trembling between endings and beginnings. All year you've been stretched, refined, misunderstood, and isolated, and you thought those moments were punishment. They were not. They were preparation. Heaven does not waste suffering, it forges it into purpose. The things that tried to break you have become the very proof that you are chosen. The pain that pressed you was not meant to destroy you, it was the sound of destiny being born. As the world counts seconds, heaven counts hearts. While others celebrate resolutions, you are being summoned into realignment. The kingdom does not operate by man's calendar, but heaven has chosen this earthly marker, January 1st, as a prophetic intersection where divine timing meets human obedience. Tonight, as fireworks crack open the sky, your spirit will feel another explosion, one of revelation. A sudden knowing that this year is not like the last. The veil is thinner, the assignment heavier, and the anointing stronger. You are not entering another year. You are stepping into another dimension of purpose. It is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 19. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. Chosen one. That verse is not a poetic wish, it is your divine confirmation. God is announcing something that has never existed before. What seemed barren in your life is about to overflow. The path you could not find last year will appear this year under divine light. You will see open doors where before there were only walls. But listen closely. New beginnings demand new obedience. You cannot carry last season's weight into this season's glory. The bitterness, the fear, the voices of doubt, they have expired. Heaven is calling you to travel light. Your spirit must be uncluttered to move freely through divine timing. This is the moment to surrender everything that still holds your heart hostage. You are not late. You are not behind. You are right on heaven's schedule. Every delay was divine protection. Every no was divine redirection. God was not punishing you. He was positioning you. Because the oil you carry could not be poured into broken containers. That's why he let things fall apart. Not to destroy you, but to prepare the vessel. And now, at the threshold of this year, he looks at you and says, "Arise." You are the one marked to step into the unfamiliar with faith. You are the one who will see the impossible bow to obedience. You are the one through whom light will burst forth into the dark corners of this world. Can you feel it, that stirring deep in your chest? That is the sound of heaven's trumpet. The call to destiny. You are not being invited to try again. You are being commissioned to reign. What was once a dream is now an assignment. What once felt like waiting is now an awakening. So when the world wakes up tomorrow to start resolutions, you will rise to start a revolution, a spiritual one. You are not entering 2025 as a survivor. You are entering it as a conqueror. Your scars are your credentials. Your endurance is your crown. Every tear you shed watered the soil of your promise. This is why you cannot go quiet anymore. This is why your silence must end. You are the voice God has chosen to carry his message into the noise of this generation. Heaven did not keep you alive just to exist, it preserved you to lead, to speak, to blaze trails through darkness. Beloved, if you are reading this, It is not by coincidence. The algorithm did not lead you here, divine intervention did. Heaven pressed pause on everything else to make sure this moment reached you. Because you are standing at the divine threshold of time itself. The clock has struck midnight. The angels are watching. Heaven has declared shift. And you, chosen one, you respond with surrender, with faith, with fire. This is your appointed time. Step into it. If this word resonates in your spirit, take a prophetic act of agreement. Comment 111 below as a declaration that you are stepping into divine alignment. Like, share, and subscribe so that this message of light continues to reach every chosen soul still wandering in the dark. This is not the end of a year. This is the dawn of your destiny. You have crossed the threshold. Chosen one, heaven now watches your next step. Walk boldly, for divine timing is already unfolding before you. The night has passed, chosen one, but the echo of heaven still hums in the air. The world awakens to noise, celebrations, resolutions, laughter, but your spirit hears something deeper. Beneath the surface of human sound is a whisper that carries eternity within it. Heaven is speaking, softly but unmistakably calling your name through the chaos. You sense it in the stillness between moments, in that quiet stirring that no one else seems to feel. It is not imagination, it is recognition. The frequency of heaven is tuning your soul, reminding you that you are not of this world system. While others chase goals and glory, your ears have been trained to hear something more sacred, the whisper of destiny. Every great movement of God begins with a whisper. Elijah did not find him in the fire or the storm, but in the gentle sound of stillness. That same voice now seeks you not in the noise of crowds, not in the demands of people, but in the still space of surrender. The whisper carries the weight of your calling. It reminds you that while the world moves in haste, heaven moves in purpose. There are moments when the whisper feels too faint to follow, when distractions scream louder than direction. But remember, chosen one, heaven's voice rarely shouts. It is often disguised in simplicity, in the verse that lingers, the dream that won't fade, the burden that won't let you rest. That's how you know it's divine. You are being called into divine alignment, not through thunder, but through tenderness. The Father speaks differently to his chosen. He speaks in a way that bypasses logic and pierces spirit. He speaks in the language of peace. And when you feel that unexplainable peace after confusion, that's not coincidence, it's confirmation. The whisper you hear now is not just comfort, it is instruction. Heaven is revealing to you that this year will not be built by your own strength, but by surrender. The noise of the world demands action, but the whisper of God demands trust. When you listen instead of striving, you begin to move at the rhythm of divine timing. The world might call you distant, they might misunderstand your quietness, but you are not withdrawn. You are listening. You are aligning. The greatest warriors of light are often found in silence before they step into battle. This is that sacred pause, the moment where God writes his plan upon the tablets of your heart. The whisper will not flatter you, it will refine you. It will call you to forgive what hurt you, to release what no longer serves you, and to love even when logic says not to. The voice of heaven is not merely telling you what's next, it's preparing you to become what's next. And when you obey the whisper, creation itself responds. Doors open, paths clear, people appear. The invisible hand of providence begins to rearrange circumstances to honor obedience. For the chosen are not led by sight, but by sound, the sound of God's voice in their spirit. You may not see everything yet. You may not understand why the old season had to close so painfully. But you will soon realize that heaven never wastes endings. Every silence, every delay, every detour was part of the divine choreography that leads you here to this exact frequency, this precise alignment. As spoken in the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 27, "My sheep listen to my voice, I know them, and they follow me." This is your identity, beloved. You are known by the sound of his voice. The whisper is not unfamiliar, it is home. Every time you return to that voice, you find peace again, direction again, purpose again. So in the coming days, when confusion tries to rise again, do not run toward the noise. Return to the whisper. Sit in silence. Let the Spirit remind you that you are not forgotten, you are being guided. The world will call it coincidence, but you will know it is confirmation. Because the whisper always arrives before the breakthrough, the whisper will grow stronger. Chosen one, as your obedience deepen, it will not lead you to comfort but to calling. Each step of faith will uncover another layer of divine strategy hidden within your silence. Heaven's plans are unfolding through your surrender. You will soon see why God kept you hidden while others were celebrated. The unseen season was your preparation. The silence was your training ground. Now, the whisper becomes a command, urging you to move from hearing to walking, from knowing to doing. As you follow that holy sound, every false voice will fade. Confusion will scatter like smoke before the morning sun. For the sheep that recognize the shepherd's tone will never be lost, no matter how deep the valley or loud the storm. Chosen one, never doubt the whisper again. It is your compass, your covenant, your confirmation. The same voice that called light out of darkness now calls you forward. Listen, obey, and watch as heaven's quietest word becomes earth's loudest miracle. Chosen one, you have heard the whisper. You have felt the pull of heaven in the silence. But now, as the dawn grows brighter, a weight presses upon your heart, the memory of the waiting season. The time when prayers felt unanswered and promises seemed far away. That long, stretching in between when heaven was quiet and earth felt heavy. You thought God had forgotten you. You wondered if your calling had expired, if your strength had run out. But what you called waiting, heaven called weaving. In that invisible space, the hand of God was still moving, arranging, shaping, and testing the depth of your faith. Waiting seasons are never wasted seasons. They are classrooms of trust. They strip away pride, noise, and dependence on what is seen. They refine the vessel until only faith remains. And faith real, raw faith is what draws heaven near. You were not delayed. You were being developed. The enemy tried to convince you that silence meant rejection, but silence is often the sound of construction, when you could not see anything happening. The foundation of your destiny was being fortified beneath the surface. God was not ignoring you. He was anchoring you. Remember the tears you cried alone, every one of them was counted. Every night you couldn't sleep, heaven was wide awake. The one who called you has never stopped watching over you. What you lost in the waiting, you will regain multiplied. Because endurance always precedes elevation. The waiting season revealed who truly walks by faith. It separated the curious from the called, the crowd from the chosen. It taught you to find joy without proof, peace without explanation, and worship without reward. That's how heaven identifies its true warriors, not by noise but by perseverance. According to the writings in the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 9, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." There it is, the sacred secret, at the proper time. Not your time, not man's time, but heaven's perfect moment. You were never waiting for God. He was waiting for you to mature into the strength of your promise. when you are ready. What was once withheld is suddenly released. Every delay had a divine reason. Some doors did not open because you were not meant to enter yet. Some relationships fell apart because they could not carry the next level of your anointing. Some dreams seemed paused, but only so that they could be resurrected in greater power. And now, at this threshold, the Father reminds you nothing was wasted. Not one tear, not one disappointment, not one moment of loneliness. They were all seeds planted in the soil of obedience. And seeds, even when buried, are never dead, they are becoming. This is why the enemy tried to make you give up right before the shift, because he knows that if you hold on through the final test, the harvest cannot be stopped. Every chosen one faces this pressure before breakthrough, the heaviness, the silence, the urge to quit. But it is in that exact moment that heaven measures your readiness. You have been weighed, tested, and proven faithful. Your waiting has been your witness. And now, as the old season closes, you can feel the acceleration begin. Time itself bends around obedience. The things that once took years will happen in moments. Doors that were shut will swing wide. The wilderness will bloom. So, lift your head, chosen one. The delay has served its purpose. The time of hiding has ended. You are stepping into divine visibility. Now, as a prophetic act of agreement and remembrance of what you have endured, type these 3 words below. I'm still here. Do it not for the algorithm, but as a testimony to heaven itself that after everything you faced, you are still standing. You are still believing. You are still chosen. Let those words echo through eternity. You waited, but you never gave up, and that, beloved, is why heaven is about to reward you openly. When you write, I'm still here, you declare to every dark force that tried to silence you that you survived. It is your spiritual roar. Proof that storms did not erase you, but refined you into something unshakable, radiant, and ready for purpose. When you type, I'm still here, you remind heaven that your faith has endured every delay. It is not a complaint, but a covenant, a vow that no matter the trial, you will remain faithful until the promise unfolds before your eyes. When you proclaim, I'm still here, you break every lie of defeat that ever whispered you were finished. Those words are your resurrection anthem, the living proof that God's grace was greater than every wound and purpose stronger than pain. When you declare, I'm still here, you align your spirit with heaven's victory cry. It means the waiting did not waste you, it built you. It means you're still chosen, still anointed, still standing in the light of divine timing. The air feels different now, doesn't it? Chosen one. Something within you knows that the waiting has shifted into awakening. But this moment is not simply about a new beginning. It is about remembering the hidden covenant that has carried you all along. The covenant made before you ever breathed your first breath, before your name was known on earth. When heaven marked you as its own, there are promises older than time itself written over your spirit. You did not stumble into this life by accident. You are part of an ancient agreement, a divine blueprint designed long before your struggles began. You may have felt lost, but you were never forgotten. Every step, every detour, every delay was leading you back to this covenant. When you first believed, heaven recorded your name in eternal ink. And though the world tried to stain it with failure, that ink does not fade. The covenant remains stronger than fear, stronger than sin, stronger than time. This is what January 1st truly means for you, not just a change of years, but a renewal of vows between Creator and creation. You see, a covenant is not a contract based on your perfection. It is a bond sealed by His promise. Even when you wandered, His mercy held you. Even when you doubted, His faithfulness pursued you. That is the mystery of divine love. It does not depend on your grip, but on His grasp. You did not hold on to Him, He held on to you. You have walked through seasons of testing where it seemed like heaven was silent, yet the covenant never broke. Each challenge was a reminder that covenant love refines. It does not reject. The fire you endured was not punishment, it was purification. It burned away the lesser things that could not follow you into greater purpose. Do you understand now? Beloved, you are not entering this year as a beggar asking for favor. You are a covenant bearer walking in inheritance. The heavens recognize you. The earth responds to you. You are covered by divine authority that cannot be revoked, as revealed in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord your God is God. He is the faithful God, keeping His covenant of love to 1,000 generations of those who love Him and keep His commandments. That faithfulness extends to you now. The same God who walked with Abraham under the stars walks beside you in this moment. The same voice that thundered at Sinai whispers your name in the quiet. You are the continuation of a promise that never expired. Every chosen one must rediscover the covenant personally. It cannot remain a doctrine. It must become a living revelation. When you realize that your life is intertwined with divine intention, fear begins to lose its grip. You stop striving for approval and start resting in identity. You no longer chase open doors. They begin to open for you because you carry the key faith. The covenant does not promise ease, but it guarantees purpose. Even in the hardest days, heaven is bound to your destiny by its own word. When you wept, He wrote it down. When you fell, He lifted you quietly. When you broke, He rebuilt you stronger. All of it was part of the vow. So many live without awareness of this sacred bond. They live chasing signs, unaware they are the sign. But you, chosen one, are awakening to who you've always been. This awareness will shift how you speak, how you walk, and how you see the world. You will begin to speak less from fear and more from authority because covenantal love is your foundation. And when storms rise again, and they will, you will not panic. You will remember. You will whisper, I am covered, because those 3 words are enough to silence every lie of abandonment. Heaven does not break its promises. It fulfills them in perfect time. This year will reveal the power of that covenant like never before. Promises delayed will come forth. Doors once sealed will respond to the name you carry. What was withheld is now released because heaven has witnessed your endurance and confirmed your identity. So walk forward, not timidly but confidently. Let your heart rest in this truth: you are tethered to eternity by an unbreakable bond. The covenant of love has been renewed, sealed in grace, and affirmed in fire. You are not starting over, you are continuing what heaven began. The covenant stands, and so do you. The covenant is not a distant promise written in ancient ink, it breathes through you now. Every heartbeat is a reminder that heaven's word is alive within your chest, echoing the eternal truth: you belong to the God who never breaks His promises. So when doubts whisper, lift your gaze and remember you are living proof of divine faithfulness. You stand as the continuation of generations who trusted, believed, and saw miracles unfold. The covenant didn't skip you. Chosen one, it rests upon you now with holy fire. The fire of awakening has begun to stir within you. Chosen one, yet before you can carry this holy flame into the world, it must first burn within your own heart. January's light may shine on your skin, but consecration begins deep within your soul. You are standing before the inner altar, the place where divine purpose and human will meet. Heaven is asking for something: sacred space. space for light to live, for truth to breathe, for the Spirit to whisper again. You cannot walk into your next season wearing the dust of the last. Consecration is not punishment. It is purification. It is God's gentle way of making room for glory. It is the art of letting go of noise, of pride, of the endless striving to prove your worth, because, chosen one, worth was never something you had to earn. It was spoken over you before the foundations of the earth, as spoken through the prophet Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 16. Wash yourselves, make yourselves clean. Remove the evil of your deeds from before my eyes. Cease to do evil. This washing is not about shame. It is about preparation. Just as a goldsmith melts away impurities to reveal the shine hidden beneath, so God uses surrender to reveal the gold in your spirit every time you choose peace over anger, forgiveness over pride, obedience over comfort. The dross falls away and the divine light in you burns brighter. You may wonder, what must I give? But the truth is simpler than you think. Give him room. Room in your schedule, in your thoughts, in your dreams. Make a quiet place where his presence can rest. Even the smallest pause, 5 minutes of stillness, can become a cathedral if your heart is open. And when you do, heaven notices when the angels draw near to that stillness. The Spirit leans in. Because a consecrated heart is the rarest sound on earth, it vibrates with eternal frequency. There is beauty in offering. Chosen one. When you offer time, you sanctify it. When you offer attention, you transform distraction into devotion. And when you offer a small act of generosity, you turn ordinary things into eternal seeds. So, if this message has lit even a small spark in you, let it travel. Click like, share, or subscribe, not as ritual, but as worship. Each act is a way of saying, let this light reach one more wandering soul. And if your heart feels moved to do more, to pour oil back into the lamp that lights others, consider planting a seed of support. Think of it not as giving away, but as watering the soil where revelation grows. Every drop sustains the flame. Every seed extends the reach of grace. No gift is too small. No gesture goes unseen. Heaven watches not the amount, but the intention, the quiet love behind it. In the kingdom, generosity is never a transaction. It is translation. It turns gratitude into motion, and motion into miracle. You are part of something alive, something breathing. The words you read are not ink and pixels, they are embers. Every time you share, you scatter sparks across the earth. Someone else may find light in the ashes of their night because you chose to give your flame. So, beloved, cleanse what needs cleansing. Release what must go and lift your offering, whatever it looks like, with an open hand. You are not paying for blessing. You are partnering with heaven. The light you sustain today will guide someone else tomorrow. Let consecration be your language and generosity your echo, because what you nurture grows, and what you give with love multiplies. This is not the end of something, it is the quiet beginning of divine partnership. The altar is ready, the oil is fresh, the fire is waiting. When you give from love, heaven writes it down as light. What you release returns not as coin, but as clarity, strength, and unseen protection. Every seed planted in faith becomes a doorway, some open in this life, others in eternity's dawn. Giving, dear chosen one, is not loss, it's alignment. When you open your hands, you mirror heaven's posture. You remind creation that love still circulates, still breathes, still flows. The smallest gesture, a prayer, a share, a gift, becomes prophecy in motion. Your heart is the true altar. When you place your offering there, Unseen hands lift it higher. It mingles with your prayers, with your faith, and it rises as fragrance before the throne. Heaven moves through willing hearts, not wealthy ones. So lift your spirit in quiet joy. Know that what you give time, kindness, or treasure ripples across souls you may never meet. You are not just sustaining words, you are fueling awakening. And heaven smiles upon every spark you send into the dark. You have become part of the sacred circulation of grace. What flows from you will surely return refined. Keep your flame steady, your hands open, your heart soft. For in giving, you mirror the giver himself, and that reflection is the truest form of worship. The first dawn of the year is broken. Chosen one. The air feels new, almost fragile, like heaven's breath resting on the earth. You stand at the edge of time, and everything around you whispers of beginnings. Yet within this sunrise lies something deeper than mere renewal. It is revelation. When light first touches the world after darkness, it doesn't just reveal what's around, it awakens what's within. The same happens to your spirit right now. Heaven is shining upon hidden places inside you, stirring old promises you thought were buried, dreams that had gone quiet, visions you once doubted were real. This light is not ordinary sunlight. It carries codes, messages, divine patterns that only awakened hearts can interpret. It's as if heaven left small imprints of truth in the rays, reminders that your life is synchronized with something far greater than circumstance. The first light of the year is prophetic. It marks those who are ready to walk in divine timing. Every color in this dawn speaks gold for glory, blue for revelation, crimson for covering. You can almost feel creation leaning toward you, whispering, "You've survived the night. Now rise." For darkness cannot hold what God has ordained to shine. As declared in the book of Psalms, chapter 30, verse 5, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." This verse is more than comfort. It's a pattern of the divine order. God always allows darkness before dawn, so that joy feels like resurrection. What you are feeling right now is that resurrection in motion. The sun didn't just rise outside, it rose within you. There's a sacred symbolism in this very date, this first light. The world celebrates it as a calendar event, but heaven recognizes it as an alignment, a meeting point between what was promised and what is beginning. When heaven's calendar turns, certain hearts begin to glow, and yours, chosen one, is among them. Perhaps you've noticed the quiet beauty of this morning, the way light bends across your room. How still everything feels before the noise of the day begins. That stillness is not emptiness, it's invitation. God often speaks loudest through peace. The silence is heaven's handwriting written across the sky, saying, "I am still here, and I am still faithful." Take a deep breath and feel the warmth on your skin. That warmth is more than sunlight, it's reminder. The same God who commanded the sun to rise over the first creation commands hope to rise over you today. And just as dawn never asks permission to appear, your purpose does not need validation to emerge. Every sunrise testifies to your calling. It tells the story of resilience, of cycles ending and new ones beginning. Each morning, heaven paints proof that darkness cannot win. And every time you wake up with faith still in your chest, you participate in that victory. This morning, heaven extends an invitation not to rush, but to notice. Notice the signs, the alignment, the beauty of small beginnings. Miracles rarely shout, they whisper through the ordinary. The way the light hits your window, the peace you feel after the storm, these are heaven's subtle signatures reminding you that you are seen. The first light of the year is not just a spectacle, it's a summons. It calls you to walk with new eyes, to believe again, to expect again. It calls you to move forward knowing that the same God who orchestrates galaxies also orchestrates your steps. If this dawn touches something in you, if you can feel heaven's light awakening the old dreams you buried too soon, then take this moment and make a declaration of faith. Comment 888 below as a prophetic act. This number carries the rhythm of new beginnings multiplied, of divine cycles completed and grace renewed. When you write it, you're not typing digits. You're writing your agreement with heaven's renewal over your life. Let this sunrise mark the end of despair and the beginning of divine acceleration. Step into the light without hesitation, for the dawn has recognized you. You are seen. You are chosen. You are rising. When you type 888, you are not just repeating a number, you are echoing eternity's pattern. In heaven's language, 8 is the number of new creation, of doors opening where there once were walls. 3 8s declare completion, resurrection, and overflowing renewal. Every 8 you write becomes a key, unlocking the unseen places where delay once lived. It is a silent prayer in motion, a symbol that your spirit agrees with divine timing. Heaven recognizes faith when it is expressed in simple, humble acts like light breaking through a window. Soft yet unstoppable. So write it with intention. 888. Let it stand as your mark of beginning, your signature of faith across this sacred morning. You are not just commenting, you are covenanting. With every keystroke, you whisper to heaven, I am ready for what you are birthing in me. And heaven answers, then rise, beloved, your dawn has come. The first light has passed. Chosen one, and now you step into the warmth of day. Yet something in you has shifted. The weight of old shame and regret no longer clings the same way. It's as if heaven itself reached down and exchanged your garments overnight. You can feel it, the lifting, the cleansing, the quiet exchange of sorrow for strength, of guilt for grace. The divine exchange is not a theory. It is a transaction that happens in the unseen. Heaven gives what cannot be bought and takes what cannot be carried. Every burden you surrender is replaced with something eternal. Every tear released is gathered and transformed into strength. You are no longer clothed in what you were, you are wrapped in what you're becoming. You once wore the garments of pain woven from betrayal, rejection, and the weight of mistakes you could not undo. They felt permanent, like a second skin. But the hands of God have moved in silence, unthreading the fabric of your past. What covered you in shame has been exchanged for a robe of mercy. What marked you with failure has been rewritten in grace. The world may still remember your scars, but heaven remembers your surrender. Every scar on your soul has been redefined not as evidence of defeat, but as proof of redemption. When God heals, He doesn't erase, He transforms. Your pain becomes the passport into places where only healed hearts can go. You have entered a sacred exchange where what is mortal meets what is divine. This is where fear is replaced with faith, where confusion gives way to clarity. Heaven does not ask you to earn this exchange, it simply asks you to receive. As recorded in the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 3. To grant to those who mourn in Zion, to give them a crown of beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. That verse is your mirror. It describes exactly what is unfolding within you now. The ashes of the old year are no longer the scent of ruin, they are the soil where new beauty grows. What once symbolized loss now announces resurrection. You are not who you were last season, and that is the miracle. In heaven's economy, nothing surrendered is wasted. every apology whispered in secret, every act of forgiveness that cost you tears, all of it is being counted as currency in this divine exchange. God wastes nothing, especially not pain. He repurposes it, reshapes it, and turns it into oil that will one day flow from you to heal others. You may not yet see the fullness of what you've received, but you will notice the signs. Peace where anxiety once ruled, joy in places that used to ache, courage rising in spaces that used to feel hollow. These are not emotions, they are evidences of transformation. You are walking proof that heaven's exchange is real. There is something sacred about knowing that what once broke you now builds you. You are stronger, softer, wiser, not because you avoided pain, but because you met it and let God rewrite its meaning. The old garments, regret, guilt, comparison no longer fit your new form. Every time you try to wear them again, they will feel too heavy, too small, too foreign. That is how you know you've been changed. The divine exchange is also about authority. The robe he places upon you carries the scent of heaven. It tells darkness that you no longer belong to despair. It marks you as one redeemed, one sent. You walk now as a carrier of restoration. And with that robe comes responsibility not to be perfect, but to be authentic, to walk in grace without pride, to serve from overflow, and to speak with gentleness that carries power. You are not called to impress the world, but to illuminate it. So, chosen one, take a moment now to breathe in this truth: you have been exchanged. The burden you carried so long has been lifted. The heaviness that shadowed your steps has been replaced with lightness. The old song of regret has faded, and a new melody hums quietly within you. Hope, walk forward in your new garments. Do not look back for confirmation. The proof of your transformation is not in their approval, but in your peace. Heaven has clothed you differently, and the earth will soon notice the glow that cannot be faked. This is your divine exchange, holy, invisible, irreversible. You gave ashes, he gave beauty. You offered tears, he returned joy. You surrendered shame, he crowned you with dignity. And in that sacred trade, you discovered something: you never lost your worth. Now walk as one reborn. Let grace settle on your shoulders like sunlight after rain. Every step you take from here carries the fragrance of redemption and the quiet authority of someone who has truly been made new. Remember, chosen one, the exchange is complete. You owe nothing to your past but gratitude for what it taught you. Walk freely, live boldly, and let your renewed spirit become the living proof of heaven's unending mercy. The day has turned brighter. Chosen one, yet you sense resistance stirring in unseen places. The closer you walk toward light, the more the shadows begin to move. That is not a sign of failure, it is confirmation. You have crossed into the territory where purpose provokes opposition. The darkness you feel pressing against you is the proof that you are advancing. Spiritual warfare is not fought with fists or fury. It is fought in silence, in surrender, and in faith that refuses to bow. You may not see swords clashing, but battles are waged in the atmosphere every time you choose peace over panic, truth over lies, mercy over bitterness. The moment you were chosen, the enemy took notice, not because you were weak, but because you were dangerous. Your light is disruptive. Your obedience unsettles the kingdom of darkness. And every time you choose to stand when it would be easier to run, heaven marks another victory under your name. Understand this: the warfare around you is not personal, it's positional. You are being fought because of where you are going, not where you've been. The enemy has no interest in your past. He fears your future. That's why the attacks often come right before breakthrough, Why exhaustion hits hardest when you're on the edge of change. It was spoken in the second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 4. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. That means you are never unarmed, even when you feel powerless. Your praise is a weapon. Your peace is a shield. Your forgiveness is a blade that cuts chains invisible to the natural eye. Every whispered prayer is an arrow that finds its mark in darkness. You fight differently because you are different. When you feel the weight pressed down, remember resistance reveals readiness. Heaven allows opposition not to destroy, but to discipline, to sharpen discernment, to strengthen endurance, to stretch capacity. God will never let you face warfare without first giving you the authority to win it. You have already seen how this works. The moments you thought would break you only built you. The betrayals that cut you became doorways to deeper intimacy with God. The seasons that silenced you taught you to hear heaven more clearly. Warfare has not weakened you, it has refined your focus. The fiercest battles are not fought outside of you, but within the clash between doubt and faith, fear and trust. But victory is born the moment you refuse to surrender your peace. Every time you breathe deep and whisper, God, I still trust you, the enemy loses ground. In this season, your discernment will become your compass. Not every conflict requires confrontation. Some battles are won by stepping back and letting the noise exhaust itself. Light doesn't argue with darkness, it simply shines. And darkness flees. You have already noticed that certain people, habits, or environments no longer fit. That discomfort is not rejection, it's refinement. God is separating what drains your strength so you can focus your power. Warfare teaches you what truly matters. It reveals who stands with you because of your light and who only lingered for your warmth. Do not curse the resistance, beloved, bless it. For it is the anvil upon which your purpose is forged. Every great calling walks through fire, and you are no exception. But remember this, the fire that destroys straw only purifies gold. There will be nights when the fight feels lonely, when prayers feel unanswered. Yet even then, angels are stationed around you. You may not see them, but they are real, drawn to the fragrance of your faith, moving in silence to defend what God has declared over you. You are not losing. You are learning. You are not under attack. You are under construction. The warfare is evidence that heaven is preparing to reveal you on a greater stage. The intensity of your battle is the measure of your destiny. So, when the wind howls, stand firm. When accusations rise, stay still. The storm may roar, but you belong to the one who commands it. And when he speaks, even chaos must bow. The darkness will not win because it cannot. Light always finds a way through cracks, and you are that light. The pressure you feel is heaven's signal that something powerful is about to break forth. Lift your head, chosen warrior. The war is real, but the victory is already written. You are not fighting for triumph, you are fighting from it. Even now, unseen armies move at your side. The ground beneath your feet has been claimed by covenant, and no darkness can reclaim it. Stand tall, breathe deep, and remember every storm bows to the one who walks upon the wind. Let courage settle into your bones. You were not chosen to survive battles. You were chosen to redefine them. Your scars are your authority. Your peace is your weapon, and your endurance is the proof that heaven has already declared you victorious. The battle around you has quieted, chosen one. But something in the air feels charged alive with purpose. You sense movement, not from the enemy this time, but from heaven itself. Reinforcements have arrived. The season of isolation is ending, and divine help is now surrounding you. For too long, you fought with unseen strength, carried burdens that only heaven could measure. But heaven has seen your endurance, and the Father has sent assistance. Angels are now moving in synchronization with your prayers, carrying answers, protection, and alignment. You are not alone anymore. When God assigns destiny, He assigns defense. The same way soldiers move under command, angels move under His voice, and His voice has spoken your name. In the unseen realm, your obedience has triggered divine deployment. Help is already here. It only needs your awareness to activate it. The angels sent to you are not decorative, they are strategic. They do not simply guard, they guide. They whisper wisdom in moments of confusion. They stand between you and harm. They usher in opportunities that no human could orchestrate. Every miracle that seems coincidental is the footprint of an angel fulfilling divine instruction. It is revealed in the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 11. For He shall give His angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. You have felt their presence before, those inexplicable moments when danger passed by, when strength returned from nowhere, when peace settled even though the storm hadn't ended. Those were not accidents. Those were assignments. Heaven's army is more organized than any system on earth, and right now, they are stationed around your destiny. You may not see them, but they see you clearly. They stand at the corners of your calling, guarding every door that must open and closing every door that could lead you astray. When you walk in divine timing, even your footsteps become commands that angels respond to. There are angels of provision who go ahead of you, arranging resources before you even recognize the need. Angels of healing who touch what doctors cannot. Angels of warfare who silence the accusations of darkness before they reach your ears. Each one moves in obedience to divine order, and you, chosen one, are part of that command chain. This is why heaven emphasizes purity of heart. Angels are drawn to light, to peace, to faith. When your spirit aligns with heaven's frequency, their movement becomes smoother, faster, unhindered. You do not summon them with rituals. You synchronize with them through surrender. The greatest misconception is that angels are far away, waiting for perfect people. No, they stand close to the humble, those who depend on grace rather than strength. The moment you whispered, "Help me," Lord, heaven sent reinforcement. Every act of faith becomes a trumpet in the spiritual realm, summoning strength from above. Sometimes the assistance doesn't come the way you expect. It might be a stranger's kindness, a word spoken at the right time, an unexpected delay that protects you from harm. The form may look human, but the coordination is heavenly. Angels can wear many faces when the mission requires it. Remember this: the same presence that stood with Daniel in the lion's den, the same host that encamped around Elisha, stands with you now. You are never unguarded, never outnumbered, never unseen. Even when life feels like battle, heaven counts your every breath as precious. So breathe, chosen one. The unseen help of heaven surrounds you even in silence. You are walking in divine escort. No weapon can penetrate what heaven protects. And now, to anchor your faith and align your spirit with this truth, type these words below: angels surround me. Write it as a declaration, not a wish. When you do, you remind both heaven and earth that you are aware of your covering. Those 3 words are a banner, a seal of faith that pushes back fear and strengthens alignment with divine protection. Because when awareness meets faith, miracles manifest. You are covered, guided, and guarded by heaven itself. When you write "angels surround me," you are not simply typing words, you are releasing awareness. In that declaration, you align your mind with heaven's protection, and your heart with divine calm. The unseen world responds to recognition. Faith always activates what awareness invites. Each word becomes a wall of light around you, an invisible armor forged by trust. When you say it aloud, fear begins to lose its permission to stay. You remind darkness that you are not alone, that the armies of heaven still keep charge over your steps, your home, your destiny. So say it slowly. Reverently, angels surround me. Let the truth settle into your bones until peace replaces panic. Feel the atmosphere shift as faith rises. You are not vulnerable, you are enveloped. You are not forgotten, you are fiercely protected. Heaven watches over you now, and nothing can touch what God has claimed as His own. The air feels lighter now. Chosen one, the storm is quieted, and your spirit has found its footing again. You stand at a gate, not one made of metal or stone, but of glory and light. January 1st is no longer a date on a calendar. It has become a gate between preparation and manifestation. You have crossed it. You are on holy ground. The gate of glory is subtle. It doesn't announce itself with trumpets or fire. It feels like peace after confusion, like stillness after chaos, like light returning to a long, dark room. When you cross it, you don't always realize it immediately. You simply begin to breathe differently. Hope feels nearer. Heaven feels louder. The weight that clung to you suddenly doesn't fit anymore. This is the shift heaven promised. The old chapter is closed. The ink has dried. You no longer belong to what was. You are walking into what will be. Every lesson you've carried, every tear you've sown, has become the foundation beneath your feet as you enter this new gate. The Father smiles as He watches you walk through. You were not meant to crawl into this season. You were meant to stride, clothed in confidence born from surrender. For every chosen one, there comes a threshold moment like this, a gate that separates those who only dream from those who dare to move. As declared in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 8, "Behold, I have set before you an open door which no one is able to shut." That door, beloved, is not physical. It is the opening in your spirit that says yes to destiny. You cannot be locked out of what heaven has already opened. The only key required is faith. Now, as you step through, remember, gates are not only entered, they are also shared. The light you now see was not meant to stop with you. You have become a living lamp, a torch that can ignite others still standing in the dark. When you let your light flow outward, heaven multiplies it back to you. And so, with gentle reverence, I ask you if this message has touched something within you. Let it move. Let it move like ripples on still water. Let it reach hearts you may never meet. Click like, share this light, and subscribe so you don't miss what heaven continues to pour. Every click is not just interaction, it's illumination. It tells the algorithm of heaven that light is still spreading on earth. And if your heart feels stirred to give back, to pour oil into the lamp that's been guiding others through the night, then do so freely. Consider donating not out of obligation, but as a sacred act of gratitude. Think of it as planting a seed in the soil of light. No one commands you. This is your garden to tend. When you give, imagine your offering as a small candle placed beside others. Each flame adds to the glow that pushes back shadows. Your light doesn't diminish when you share it, it multiplies. You are not paying for words. You are partnering with purpose. Even the smallest seed can carry eternal weight when it's planted in faith. The coins you release today may return as comfort for someone else tomorrow, as hope for a weary soul who thought heaven had forgotten them. In this circle of giving, nothing is wasted. Every drop of oil fuels the next miracle. There's a beauty in voluntary kindness. Heaven never demands it, it invites it. It's the same beauty that lives in sunrise and in laughter shared among strangers. When you choose to give, you mirror the heart of the Creator himself, the one who gave without condition, who loved without transaction. If all you have to offer right now is your prayer, your presence, your amen, then give that too. Every offering, spiritual or physical, carries fragrance when it's given from love. Heaven measures not the amount, but the aroma. You have stepped through the gate of glory, chosen one. And every act of gratitude, every shared word, every seed of support becomes a jewel on that gate, glimmering for all who come after you. The light that once saved you now flows through you. Keep it alive, keep it moving. Let generosity become your language and gratitude your song. Because when love circulates, heaven celebrates. So walk through this gate boldly. You are not entering as a spectator, but as a builder of light. And with every step you take, the path behind you glows for those who will follow. Every act of giving, every kind word, becomes another star in the firmament of grace. The night grows lighter because of people like you, souls who dare to love freely, to share without fear, to believe that light is worth multiplying. So keep shining, chosen one. Let generosity remain your quiet rebellion against darkness. What you release in love today will return tomorrow as radiant blessing. Heaven is keeping record not of your coins, but of your compassion. The gate stands behind you now, chosen one. And as you look ahead, the road stretches into a horizon of golden light. Yet you sense something deeper stirring within, the reminder that glory and suffering have always walked hand in hand. The path of the chosen is not paved with comfort, but with conviction. And so, heaven begins to teach you the sacred balance between the crown and the cross. Many crave the crown, its shine, its authority, its recognition. But few understand that every true crown is forged in fire. The weight of it cannot rest upon untested heads. God's glory is not ornamental, it is functional. It carries responsibility, not display. To wear it well, you must first learn to bear the cross. The cross, to the world, looks like loss, but in heaven's language, it is the seed of transformation. The moments that broke you open were not punishments, they were divine chisels shaping your strength. Every disappointment has carved humility into your spirit. Every tear has hollowed space for compassion, and every rejection has stretched your capacity to love. As written in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 16, verse 24, "If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." Those words are not chains, they are keys. The cross is not a burden meant to crush you. It is the tool that raises you. It strips away illusions, distractions, false identities, until only truth remains. You don't lose yourself under its weight. You discover who you truly are. To carry the cross is to carry purpose. It means walking when others stop, forgiving when others curse, serving when no one sees. It means loving beyond what feels safe, believing beyond what looks possible. Every step beneath the cross brings you closer to the crown. The crown itself is not given for effort, it is placed upon surrender. Heaven crowns not the loudest, but the faithful, not the perfect, but the obedient. Those who endure with gentleness, who choose humility when pride is easier, who keep believing even when applause fades, these are the ones heaven calls worthy. And you, chosen one, have been walking that narrow road. Every silent prayer, every quiet act of integrity, every decision to love when you could have hated, these are jewels being set into your unseen crown. Sometimes the weight of both the cross and the crown feels almost unbearable. Glory and grief woven together. But remember, they were never meant to be separated. Even Jesus wore his crown of thorns before his crown of glory. Pain precedes power, not as punishment, but as preparation. You may feel misunderstood by those who see your victories but not your battles, who see your shine but not your scars. Do not be discouraged. Heaven sees the full story. Every scar on your back has meaning in eternity's record. Each one tells a story of endurance that angels honor. The cross will teach you empathy. The crown will teach you authority. Together, they complete your identity. Without the cross, power corrupts. Without the crown, suffering becomes despair. You were chosen to carry both, so that your compassion would be strong and your strength would be kind. And when the day feels heavy, when you wonder if it's worth it, look back at the gate you crossed. Remember how far you've come, how many nights you thought you'd break but instead were remade. The journey itself is the proof of transformation. The cross did not destroy you, it defined you. The world may not understand this holy paradox, but heaven celebrates it. Angels rejoice every time you choose love over bitterness, every time you turn pain into purpose. The cross is not your end, it is your evidence. The crown is not your prize, it is your calling. Walk with both. Let humility and honor sit side by side upon your shoulders. For only the chosen know this secret: suffering refines glory, and glory redeems suffering. So lift your head, crowned carrier of the cross. The road ahead may still wind through valleys and over mountains, but your footing is sure now. You have learned the rhythm of divine strength. Surrender. Rise, shine. When you carry both cross and crown, you walk in rare balance. The world may not understand it, but heaven smiles upon it. For in every humble step, you declare glory is not stolen. It is stewarded. Pain is not wasted. It is transformed into wisdom. Let the crown remind you that you are loved beyond measure, and let the cross remind you to love beyond comfort. This is divine maturity: to shine without arrogance, to serve without resentment, to lead without forgetting where grace found you first. And so, chosen one, wear them both with reverence. The cross teaches you compassion, the crown teaches you courage, and together they make you whole. You are not burdened, you are balanced. Heaven's weight upon you is not punishment, it is purpose shaped into glory. As you move deeper into this season, chosen one, your eyes begin to notice patterns that once passed you by. Moments line up, words repeat, numbers appear again and again, quietly tapping on the door of your awareness. This is not superstition, and it is not imagination. It is heaven's language, subtle, rhythmic, precise. God often speaks in patterns because patterns bypass resistance. They slip past logic and settle directly into the spirit. Long before scripture was written, creation itself spoke in cycles: day and night, seed time and harvest, breath in and breath out. Patterns are proof of order, and order is proof of intention. You are now sensitive to these signals because your spirit has slowed down enough to listen. Where others rush, you pause. Where others dismiss, you discern. This is the mark of maturation. Heaven entrusts codes only to those who will not idolize them, but interpret them with humility. Numbers in scripture code were never random. They marked seasons, transitions, and divine completions. They served as signposts, not destinations. When God repeats a pattern, He is not trying to confuse you. He is trying to confirm you. We are reminded in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. That verse unlocks what you are experiencing now. You are not chasing signs, you are recognizing seasons. The repetition you see is heaven's way of saying, This moment matters. Pay attention. This is especially true when old cycles finally close. When lessons repeat one last time, not to torment you, but to prove you've changed. You respond differently now. You choose peace instead of panic, wisdom instead of reaction. That is how you know a cycle is ending. The prophetic codes around you are not about predicting the future. They are about anchoring you in the present. Heaven wants you alert, grounded, awake. When awareness increases, alignment follows. And when alignment follows, acceleration begins. You may notice that as soon as you acknowledge these patterns without fear, clarity replaces confusion. Anxiety loosens its grip. You stop asking, "What if?" and start declaring, "Even now." This is spiritual adulthood, interpreting signs without being ruled by them. Remember this: chosen one signs never replace scripture, and symbols never outrank obedience. They are confirmations, not commands. They are reminders that you are walking within divine timing, not wandering outside of it. In this season, heaven is not rushing you, it is synchronizing you, aligning your steps with opportunities prepared long before you arrived. The codes you see are heaven's way of tapping your shoulder and saying, "You are right where you need to be." And now, as a simple act of alignment, not worship, not superstition, but agreement, comment 444 below. This number represents divine order and foundation. It is a reminder that what God is building in your life is stable, intentional, and protected. When you write it, you are not summoning anything, you are acknowledging that heaven is already at work. Let it be your quiet declaration: my steps are ordered, my season is set, my foundation is secure. You are not late, you are not early, you are aligned, and alignment is where peace lives. When you write 444, you are making a conscious declaration that your life is not random. In Scripture, order always precedes building. By typing this number, you are aligning your heart with the truth that God builds deliberately, layer by layer, nothing rushed, nothing wasted. The number 444 speaks of foundation and structure. It reminds you that before God reveals height, He establishes depth. When you declare it, you are agreeing that this season is about strengthening what cannot be shaken: faith, character, wisdom. So what comes next can stand firm. Writing 444 is also an act of rest. It tells your spirit, I don't have to force what God is already forming. It releases anxiety and replaces it with trust. You are acknowledging that divine order is already surrounding you, holding you steady even when you cannot see progress yet. This declaration pushes back confusion. When life feels uncertain, 444 becomes a quiet anchor, reminding you that heaven is not chaotic. God does not improvise your future. Every step you take now is being reinforced by grace, even if the structure is still hidden beneath the surface. As you comment 444, you are not predicting outcomes, you are affirming alignment. You are saying, I am standing where God placed me. That awareness brings peace, because alignment always produces stability. Even in seasons of transition and change, let 444 be your reminder that what is being built in you is meant to last. Not quick success, not shallow breakthrough, but enduring strength. Heaven is laying foundations that storms cannot destroy. And when the time comes to rise higher, you will rise securely without fear of collapse. When you write 444, you are affirming that your life is being built with intention, not accident. It declares trust in divine structure, patience in the process, and confidence that what God is establishing in you will stand unshaken. The alignment has settled, chosen one, and now comes a quieter, sharper moment: the testing. Not the kind that seeks to humiliate you, but the kind that reveals what has truly taken root. Heaven tests what it intends to trust. Gold is not questioned to destroy it, it is tested to prove it is real. You may notice resistance returning, but in a different form. Not the loud warfare of before, but subtle pressures that ask questions of your heart. Will you return to old habits now that the urgency has passed? Will you compromise when no one is watching? Will you trust God when obedience no longer feels dramatic, only steady? This is the refining fire. It does not roar, it warms. It exposes motives, not mistakes. It reveals whether your transformation was emotional or foundational. Many can cry in a moment of awakening. Few can remain faithful in the quiet consistency that follows. God is not inspecting you for failure. He is confirming your readiness. Refinement is proof that you are being considered for greater responsibility. If you were insignificant, you would not be tested. The pressure you feel is not rejection, it is promotion. Preparation. You will notice that old temptations return, not stronger but familiar. They knock softly, hoping you will answer out of habit. But you are not who you were. The things that once owned your attention now feel hollow. That discomfort is discernment awakening. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 12, verse 5. If you have raced with men on foot and they have worn you out, how can you compete with horses? This is heaven's question to you now, not to discourage you, but to strengthen you. God is expanding your capacity. The endurance you built in earlier seasons was not the finish line. It was the training ground. You are being prepared for greater speed, greater weight, greater influence. Refinement strips away what cannot survive acceleration. God will not increase your pace while excess still clings to you. That is why some comforts are being removed, some distractions losing appeal, some relationships fading naturally. Nothing essential is being taken, only what would slow you down later. You may feel misunderstood in this season. People who celebrated your awakening may not understand your discipline. They liked your fire but not your boundaries. That is normal. Refinement often feels lonely because it separates admiration from assignment. But heaven sees what others cannot yet recognize. The testing also clarifies your voice. You speak with more restraint now, less urgency to convince. You no longer need constant affirmation. Truth has settled into your bones. This is maturity, not louder faith, but steadier faith. God watches how you handle small authority before releasing greater influence. How you speak when frustrated. How you choose when tired. How you respond when prayer feels routine. These are the measurements of readiness. Refinement is less about what you do and more about who you are becoming when no one applauds. There may be moments when you miss the intensity of earlier breakthroughs. The tears, the fire, the undeniable emotion. But understand this: God does not always dwell in the dramatic. He often lives in the dependable. The faith that shows up daily, quietly, faithfully. That faith carries weight in heaven. This season teaches you to steward peace, to protect clarity, to choose obedience without spectacle. These are the marks of leaders God trusts. Not those who burn bright and burn out, but those who endure with humility and wisdom. You are being refined into someone who can carry blessing without losing reverence, influence without pride, authority without harshness. This kind of refinement cannot be rushed. It must be lived. So do not resist the testing. Do not interpret it as distance from God. It is closeness in disguise. Refinement means He is near enough to adjust details, to whisper corrections, to shape character gently but firmly. Remain teachable, remain soft, remain faithful. You are not being delayed, you are being calibrated. When the moment comes for greater release, you will not stumble under its weight. You will stand steady, because the fire already taught you how. This is not the season where you prove yourself to others. This is the season where heaven confirms you to itself. And that confirmation, once given, is irreversible. Stay steady. Chosen one, refinement is not a pause in your journey, but a deepening of it. Every quiet decision, every unseen act of obedience is strengthening the core of who you are becoming for what lies ahead. Trust the slow work of God within you. What feels repetitive is actually reinforcing endurance. What feels ordinary is forming reliability. Heaven values consistency more than intensity, because lasting purpose requires roots that grow deep, not flames that fade quickly. When the moment of release arrives, you will recognize it not by noise but by peace. You will move without hesitation because refinement has already removed doubt. You will know you are ready, not because you feel powerful, but because you feel aligned. A quiet awareness spreads across the earth. Chosen one. You are not the only one awakening. Somewhere beyond your sight, in different nations, languages, and cultures, others are opening their eyes to the same light. The marked ones are recognizing each other not by face, but by frequency. A global stirring is underway, and you are part of it. This gathering is not physical at first. It happens in spirit. Hearts begin to beat in rhythm. Prayers echo similar longings. People who have never met begin to sense the same urgency, the same call to live with integrity, courage, and truth. This is how heaven moves quietly, widely, simultaneously. You may have felt it already, a pull toward community without knowing where it will form. A longing for connection that goes beyond agreement or ideology. The marked ones are not united by personality, but by purpose. They are drawn together by shared obedience, not shared comfort. As the ancient words in the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 28, declare, I will pour out my spirit on all people. This outpouring does not create clones, it awakens calling. Each marked one carries a unique assignment, yet the same source of fire. Diversity is not division here, it is design. Heaven's movement is not centralized, it is distributed. Light appears in many places at once, so darkness cannot contain it. You may notice that conversations are changing. Old topics feel hollow. Shallow connections no longer satisfy. There is a hunger for substance, for truth spoken without performance. This hunger is the signal that the gathering has begun. Those who are marked recognize it instantly. The gathering also brings discernment. Not everyone who speaks of light carries it. The marked ones learn to listen beneath words, to feel alignment rather than persuasion. This is not suspicion, it is wisdom. Unity without truth is fragile. Truth without unity is incomplete. Heaven is teaching both. You will find that when marked ones meet, there is relief. No need to explain your conviction, there's no pressure to shrink your faith. The presence itself confirms belonging. These connections may be brief or lifelong, but each one deposits courage. This gathering is not about building platforms, it is about strengthening pillars. Heaven is not raising celebrities, it is raising stewards. People who can hold responsibility without craving recognition. Who can lead without losing tenderness. Who can stand in light without despising those still learning to see. You may feel a responsibility growing within you, not to convince others, but to remain faithful. The greatest contribution you make to this gathering is your integrity. When you stay aligned, you strengthen the whole. Just as one healthy cell supports the body, one obedient life influences the many. There will be moments of friction. Unity does not erase difference. But the marked ones learn to navigate tension without division. They choose humility over dominance, listening over reaction. This is how heaven builds something that lasts. This gathering is not announced, it is revealed. It does not demand allegiance, it invites participation. Some will step forward boldly, others quietly. Both matter. Heaven values faithfulness in every form. You may never see the full shape of this movement, and that is intentional. If you could see it all, you might be tempted to control it. Instead, you are asked to trust the one who sees the whole. Your role is not to manage the gathering, but to remain responsive within it. As this season unfolds, you will sense moments of confirmation, unexpected encouragement, timely words, shared understanding with strangers. These are not coincidences. They are signals that the network of light is active. The marked ones are not perfect. They are simply willing to listen, willing to obey, willing to love without guarantee. That willingness is what binds them together across borders and backgrounds. So stand where you are, chosen one, and remain awake. You are connected to something larger than your personal story. Your faithfulness strengthens a global awakening that moves quietly but powerfully through the earth. You are not alone. You never were. You are part of the gathering, and the gathering has only just begun. Feel the quiet strength of belonging settle into you. Even when you stand alone physically, you are woven into a living network of faith. Every obedient step you take strengthens someone else, somewhere you may never see. Remain attentive, not anxious. The gathering does not require striving, only faithfulness. When you choose truth in small moments, you echo alignment across the body of the marked. Heaven multiplies sincerity beyond human reach. Let patience guard your heart. This movement grows like roots, not headlines. What is being formed beneath the surface will outlast trends and outshine spectacle. Depth is heaven's signature, and endurance is its reward. Walk forward with quiet confidence. You are not late, and you are not overlooked. Your place in this unfolding work is secure because it was assigned by God Himself, not granted by people. The sound you hear now is not thunder. Chosen one, it is resonance. A deep, steady vibration moving through your spirit, calling you to stand upright in who you are becoming. This is not the noise of battle anymore. This is the trumpet of destiny, sounding not to alarm you, but to awaken you fully. You have walked through fire, through silence, through refinement and gathering. Now something shifts in your posture. You no longer lean forward searching for permission. You stand still, rooted, aware. Heaven is not asking if you are ready, it is asking if you will be visible. There comes a moment for every chosen soul when calling must be acknowledged. Not privately, but openly. Not with pride, but with courage. Destiny does not demand performance. It requires presence. To sound the trumpet is not to boast, it is to stop hiding. You were never meant to keep the light contained. Oil sealed too tightly grows stale. Fire covered too long suffocates. What God placed in you was designed to move, to breathe, to be seen not for applause, but for guidance. Others are waiting, even now, for the sound your obedience makes. As Jesus Himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." This is not pressure, it is permission. You are not being pushed into the spotlight, you are being invited to stop dimming yourself. Heaven has no use for hidden cities. Light fulfills its purpose only when it shines. Sounding the trumpet of destiny does not mean you have arrived. It means you have agreed. Agreed to walk honestly. Agreed to live consistently. Agreed to let your faith be visible in ordinary ways. Kindness, integrity, generosity, truth. And here is where something sacred happens. When you allow your light to be seen, others begin to find their way. Not because you are perfect, but because you are real. A single flame does not burn for itself, it burns so the room can see. So if this message has walked with you this far, consider this when you like it. You are not clicking approval. You are nodding in agreement, like someone saying yes quietly in the back of a room. When you share it, you are not promoting a voice, you are carrying a torch a little farther down the road for someone walking behind you. To subscribe is simply to stay near the fire, not out of obligation, but out of recognition. When warmth feels familiar, you linger. When truth feeds you, you return. There is no pressure in that only relationship. And if your heart feels moved to give, to donate, see it not as payment, but as oil. Oil poured into a lamp does not belong to the lamp. It belongs to the light it produces. A small measure sustains a flame that may guide someone else through a very long night. Giving when it is free becomes worship. No one stands over you asking. Heaven never does. It only opens hands and waits for love to answer love. What you offer, whether attention, presence, prayer, or provision, becomes part of a larger illumination. And now, chosen one. There is one simple act left. Not for visibility, but for agreement. Not for others, but for yourself. If you feel ready to stop shrinking your calling, to step forward without apology, then write this below: I choose my crown. Those words are not arrogance. They are acceptance. They say, I will carry responsibility with humility. I will walk in authority with compassion. I will no longer pretend I was not called. You are not claiming power over others, you are accepting stewardship over yourself. That is the true meaning of the crown. Sound the trumpet, not with noise but with consistency. Let your life announce what your mouth does not need to prove. Heaven is already listening. Walk on, light bearer. The hill is beneath your feet now, and the city is visible. Let the trumpet's echo settle into your daily steps. Destiny does not demand constant volume. It asks for consistency. Each faithful choice becomes another clear note, carried forward by time, shaping a melody only obedience can sustain. As you move, remember that visibility is not exposure, it is service. When you allow your life to be seen, you offer others permission to hope again. Light shared with humility never blinds. It guides gently, showing paths without forcing direction. Hold your crown with open hands. Authority is safest when it remains surrendered. Lead by example, not insistence. Let patience be your language and kindness your signature. This is how influence remains pure and purpose remains aligned. And when doubt returns, stand still and listen. The trumpet has already sounded. You are not trying to become who you are called to be, you are learning to walk steadily in what heaven has already confirmed. Walk forward without haste, without fear. What has been awakened in you will not fade. Destiny is no longer chasing you. You are walking with it, step by step, held steady by divine assurance. Something has shifted beneath the surface. Chosen one, you may not be able to name it precisely, but you can feel it. The tightening has released. The resistance has thinned. What once felt stalled now begins to move with quiet momentum. This is the season of overflow, not as excess for display, but as sufficiency that spills beyond survival. Overflow does not arrive with chaos. It comes with order. It feels like breathing without strain, like walking without dragging yesterday behind you. The struggle that once defined your prayers no longer has the same grip. You are no longer asking merely to endure, you are learning how to steward abundance. For a long time, you lived in measure, enough strength for today, enough faith for the next step, enough hope to make it through the night. That was not failure. It was training. God taught you how to be faithful with little so you would not be confused when much arrived. Overflow is dangerous to the unprepared, but to the refined, it becomes a tool for blessing. This is why the release feels gentle rather than explosive. Heaven is not overwhelming you, it is trusting you. What flows toward you now is meant to move through you. Blessing that stops becomes stagnant. Blessing that flows becomes a river. You may notice opportunities appearing without force, conversations opening naturally, resources aligning without desperation. This is not luck. This is alignment, meeting readiness. The doors opening now do not require you to abandon your peace to walk through them. That is how you know they are from God. According to what is revealed in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 10, I will open the windows of heaven for you and pour out a blessing until there is no more need. Notice the language, no more need. Overflow in heaven's economy is not indulgence. It is provision beyond anxiety. It is the freedom of knowing that what God supplies is enough for obedience. You are not being filled so you can relax. You are being filled so you can respond. This season also brings clarity about boundaries. Overflow teaches discernment. Not every request is an assignment. Not every open hand is yours to fill. God will guide you where to pour and where to preserve. Wisdom protects the flow. There is a maturity forming in how you receive. You no longer grasp. You no longer rush. You hold blessing with gratitude rather than fear of loss. That posture keeps the channel open. Gratitude anchors overflow, entitlement blocks it. You may look back and realize that the very things you once begged for would have overwhelmed you then. Timing was mercy. Delay was protection. Now, what arrives fits you because you have grown into it. Overflow also brings responsibility for rest. When provision increases, so must stillness. God does not bless you to exhaust you. He invites you to learn rhythms that sustain fruitfulness over time. Rest is not retreat, it is alignment. You will notice a new generosity rising within you, not pressured, not dramatic, but natural. When the heart is no longer clenched, the hand opens easily. This generosity extends beyond resources into patience, encouragement, presence. Overflow reshapes how you relate to others. Some around you may misinterpret this season. They may assume it came easily. They did not walk the nights you walked. Do not explain. Let fruit speak. Let peace answer. Heaven is not asking you to justify what it has released. There will still be challenges, but they will no longer define you. Obstacles become adjustments rather than threats. You move with confidence rooted not in outcome, but in trust. This is the mark of overflow, not the absence of difficulty, but the presence of assurance. As you move forward, keep your hands open and your heart grounded. Remember what it felt like to wait. Let that memory preserve humility. Overflow stays with those who remember where it came from. This season is not about accumulation, it is about circulation. What God pours out is meant to nourish many, beginning with you. You are learning how to carry abundance without losing reverence. That is rare. That is precious. Stand still for a moment and take this in. The season has turned. The ground beneath you is fertile. The river is flowing. And you, chosen one, are ready not because you are flawless, but because you are faithful. Receive this season with steady gratitude. Let overflow remain a current, not a possession. When you hold blessings loosely, they continue to move, refresh, and return in ways that sustain both you and those entrusted to your care. Guard your heart as the river widens. Overflow does not remove the need for wisdom. It increases it. Stay anchored in humility, attentive in prayer, and generous in spirit, so what flows through you continues to reflect heaven's intent. Walk gently now. The ground is rich, the timing precise. Let every step honor the source of the flow, and overflow will remain faithful. You have come to the quiet edge of everything. Chosen one, not an ending, but an eternal alignment. What began as awakening has matured into recognition. You are no longer asking who you are or where you belong. You are standing inside the answer. This moment is not loud. It does not rush. It settles. January 1st was never just a beginning in time. It was a rehearsal for how you are now called to live awake, aligned, responsive to heaven's rhythm rather than the world's urgency. You have learned that divine time is not measured in speed, but in readiness. Eternity does not hurry, and now neither do you. There is a stillness in you that did not exist before. Not emptiness, but fullness at rest. The striving has loosened its grip. You no longer chase confirmation from circumstances because truth has taken root within you. This is what it means to live reset, not returning to zero, but aligning to origin. You understand now that your life was never meant to be segmented into sacred and ordinary. Every moment carries weight when lived in alignment. Every conversation becomes an opportunity for grace. Every choice becomes an echo of obedience. This is not intensity. It is integration. As the ancient words recorded in the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2, still echo today: be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That renewal is no longer something you seek, it is something you practice. You guard your thoughts because you know they shape your direction. You choose stillness because you understand its power. You respond rather than react. This is the fruit of alignment sustained over time. You no longer confuse movement with progress. Some of the most significant shifts happen when you remain steady. You have learned that obedience does not always feel dramatic. Often, it feels faithful. Often, it looks like consistency when no one is watching. This eternal reset has changed how you view endings. You no longer fear them. You recognize them as transitions, not losses. What falls away makes room. What concludes makes space. Nothing essential is ever taken, only what has completed its purpose. You have also learned to hold joy without guilt, to receive blessing without suspicion, to rest without apology. These were lessons learned slowly, through trial and patience. They could not have been rushed. They had to be lived. The eternal reset is not about perfection. It is about posture. You stand open now, teachable, grounded, willing to listen before acting, willing to pause before speaking. This posture keeps you aligned long after moments of inspiration fade. You understand that alignment is not maintained by effort alone, but by attention. You notice when peace begins to thin. You adjust before exhaustion sets in. You return to stillness not as escape, but as recalibration. Others may not understand this pace. They may mistake it for hesitation. But you know better. You have learned the value of moving in step with heaven rather than ahead of it. You have seen what happens when timing is honored. This is why fear no longer governs your decisions. You still feel it, but it does not lead. Trust has taken its place, not blind trust, but practiced trust, shaped by experience and endurance. You carry the future differently now, not as pressure, but as promise. You prepare without anxiety. You plan without attachment. You remain open to redirection because you trust the one who orders your steps. This is the sacred outcome of the journey you have walked. Not applause, not recognition, but alignment that lasts. A life that can receive instruction without resistance and blessing without distortion. You are no longer living from reaction to reaction. You are living from center, from truth settled deep enough that circumstances no longer uproot it. The eternal reset is not something you visit once a year. It is a way of being, awake, responsive, faithful in the ordinary, anchored in what does not shift. And now, as this cycle completes, there is no urgency to rush forward. There is simply clarity to continue, step by step, day by day, with intention. You do not need to announce this alignment. It will reveal itself through your choices, your tone, your consistency. Light that endures does not flicker. It remains. So remain, chosen one. Remain attentive. Remain grounded. Remain willing. Eternity is not waiting for you ahead, it is meeting you here. In every faithful moment lived in alignment. This is not the end of the journey. It is the steady beginning of a life lived awake. Carry this awareness gently into tomorrow. Alignment is not maintained by force, but by attention. Each morning you return to stillness. Each evening you release the day with gratitude. You renew the sacred rhythm that keeps your spirit clear and steady. Let your life now speak quietly but consistently. You do not need to convince, correct, or control. Your calm will teach. Your steadiness will invite. Your peace will testify. This is how alignment endures, lived faithfully, expressed humbly, sustained by daily trust. You have walked a long road through these words. Chosen one. Not a road of information, but of remembrance. If you are still here at the end, it is because something within you recognized itself along the way. Truth does that it doesn't shout. It resonates. Before you turn back to the noise of the world, pause for one quiet breath. Let everything you've received settle gently, like dew on the ground. Nothing here asked you to rush, to perform, or to prove. It simply invited you to be present, and presence is already powerful. If these words brought light, let that light travel. When you like this message, it's like leaving a small stone along a path, telling another soul, someone walked here and found clarity. When you share, you're not spreading content, you're opening a window where air can reach someone who's been holding their breath. To subscribe is simply to stay near a familiar flame. When warmth feels honest, we return naturally. There is no obligation in that, only recognition. Some fires are loud, others are steady. This one is meant to be returned to when you need grounding. And if your heart feels moved to give, see it not as parting with something, but as participating in circulation. Like pouring water back into a well you've drawn from. Not because you must, but because you can. Every offering, no matter the size, becomes part of keeping the light available for the next person who arrives thirsty. If you feel it in your spirit, leave a simple comment, anything that feels true. A word, a breath, a quiet acknowledgement. Sometimes writing is just a way of saying, I was here, and this mattered. Thank you for walking this far. Nothing was wasted, not your time, not your attention, not your presence.